Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Zone. It is I, General Zod, here to bring you another great night of intellectual conversation and or talk. Um, I will be joined by my bridge crew momentarily, but in the meantime, welcome. Trying out my new intro. I'm going to say it's the most groundbreaking, earth-shaking, but never media show money taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying YouTube villain in YouTube entertainment today, Mr. General Zod. Now, everybody tell me what you think of the intro. I'd like to thank Justin Proper for coming up with that intro. So thank you, Mr. Proper. Anyways, tonight we've got some great conversations, some deep talks, some really stupid articles that I ran across. Uh, it's gonna be a really funny show. So it's good to have you guys here tonight. I noticed Gary North was our first person, so welcome, Mr. North. Great to have you. And yeah, I'm just going to be talking about the stuff that matters in media and or entertainment today. So it's definitely going to be an interesting night because for you guys tonight, I'm doing something special. I'm doing something I don't normally do or I haven't done in a couple of months now. I'm actually going to give you guys a review just like I used to back in the days. As a matter of fact, I'm in my car currently right now so that I can make this official. So I came across an article today and it was talking about Batwoman. And it's really interesting because it talked about Batwoman and a title that I didn't think was uh, true, but it was the title episode was something a great gay day or something like that. So I said, there's no way that this is the actual title of an episode. There's no way that they'd be that politically like biased. Batwoman is just returning after the Crisis on Earth crossover. But lo and behold, this is a thing. This is a thing. Batwoman has a title, and the whole entire episode is about her being gay and her coming out uh, in Gotham about being gay. Now, I, it blows. Okay, so I have seen a lot of politically motivated things, folks. I mean, we talk about this stuff on our channels. And I knew that when I seen the first episode, and to be honest, I haven't kept up with Batwoman because after the first two episodes, I couldn't do it. But I had to watch this episode for myself. So I suffered through this thing, and holy shit. This is Mr. PB, what's up?
Dude, everybody who watches Batwoman suffers through it.
No, but did you see this new episode that just came out?
Of course I saw it already. That's
Okay,
that's
now
why I don't have a review out yet, because I saw
so I shit you not. I had to watch this because I pulled up an article and I was gonna read this article about how it was the title is something to do with gay. I don't know. I have it on the article. I've been drinking a little bit because I had to drink a lot to get through this episode. Um so I got fairly smashed, and after my fourth beer, it wasn't that bad. Um I'm on number 5 right now. Uh,
it. Oh, you just watched the episode tonight?
yes. Uh, uh, yeah, you got to read that name because I'm gonna like totally botch it.
What name?
The one I just brought up.
What? Oh gosh, hold on. I wasn't looking at the screen. Kamikaze?
Yes, there we go. Kamikaze Cobra 718. Thank you. I appreciate you coming, and I saw you on my review for
Why am I
Power.
talking to some super fucking white guy?
Oh, I forgot to change my icon. That was for my Power review. There we go. All right, I'm back to the general. Um, Kamikaze Cobra 718. I'm watching Batwoman because I'm a masochist and I enjoy torturing myself. Because actually, I was reading this article and they said that this episode was brave and it
Huh?
really represented yeah PB. They said it represented the LGBTQXYZ community, and I was
Well, I
like,
mean, it was definitely representing that alphabet soup.
so I said, all right, you know what, I'm gonna give, I know everyone's gonna laugh about this, Trey Courtney, yes, I know Batwomen is awful, but I said maybe, just maybe, the Crisis on Infinite Earth writers for Arrow might have rubbed off on these guys, and maybe they wrote a good episode.
No,
Fuck
no, no,
no,
no.
was
They only
I
rub off on each other. It's a lesbian show.
wrong? Was I? This was so painful. This was so painful that Bitchy Unicorn was like, "Come on, you're doing this for the fans. You got to watch this." And I go, "No, no, I can't. I can't. The stupidness. I can't do this anymore." And she goes, "You're doing it for the viewers. You're covering an article. You got to experience this. This article is a puff piece, and you got to bring to the people the real deal. How
The
fucking
article will
terrible
make
this."
you want to puff on your piece. It's more
Oh my
like it.
God, PB, you watch these shows somehow amazingly. I don't know
I
how you do.
watch the show because it's connected to the rest of them.
I
If
know,
Batwoman
connected
was not
universe.
okay, let's put it this way. If Batwoman was on DC Universe and it was not connected to any of the other CW shows, I wouldn't be watching it at all because I wouldn't care about it. So I don't watch any of those shows because I don't have DC Universe.
Although,
But since
just
it's connected, I don't want to not get something when it comes up. Although I believe watching the show makes other things not make sense to me because how can you be in a crossover and then you're not at that level when the show starts? Like, when did that crossover happen in the timeline? I don't freaking know. And then you do this crossover, and she was real kick ass for one episode. And she's got what I like to call Captain Marvel syndrome, that all of the best parts of that episode was happening when she wasn't on the screen.
yeah, like, oh my God, like, okay, so what? This is inadvertently going to be, and I'm sorry, but you guys have to know. Just in case you get fucking curious, you have to know how bad this show is. I just gotta highlight some things for this episode. How the fuck do you stop a speeding train with the fucking bat bike?
With a
Whatever the fuck
cable?
that thing is. With a cable. The only realistic thing that I liked was that they showed the cable like fucking snapped up, like snapped, and it went like flying. But like,
Yeah, it was going
oh
to
God,
decapitate that Batwoman,
like,
but she
oh,
got saved by a
as
man.
by a man. And then, oh my God, I'm gonna jump around. But
Which
then,
was the worst thing ever because it made her look like she was straight. Oh
and
no!
yes, and then they highlight that, okay, folks. So in the worst villain ever fucking created, this girl launches a cybernetic attack, okay, on people. She gives the mayor of Gotham's fucking credit card so that anyone could just fucking, drain this poor man's bank account. And she fucking
She didn't
jeopardizes
give that
people.
security code on the back, though. I was a little disappointed with that.
And then she almost caused that train to crash, which she claims she had some kind of fail safe. So Batwoman does her thing. She finds out who this person is, and because she has a sad gay backstory, like, I came out, my parents rejected me, life was hard.
I'm a
Batwoman's
freak.
like, oh. Batwoman's like, okay, go fuck off, go terrorize some more people. Kate Kane is the worst fucking human being in the world. She's the
No,
worst superhero.
she's
She
not.
is
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, that's
terrible.
more accurate. She's
She
not
is
the
like
worst human being because there are villains on the show that kill people. So there's definitely
the one.
worse
No, no,
people, but she is the worst superhero. She's just letting villains go left and right,
all right.
which I thought was funny because I was watching, I don't remember which EFAP it was on Mauler, and they're like talking about, well, after you do Crisis on Infinite Earths, how do you go back to just arresting criminals in back alleyways? I was like, well, how do you not? Is you don't just as a hero go, oh, I see that there's some crime going on down there, but it doesn't affect the fucking universe, so fuck them. No, that's not what you do as a hero. You see the crime, you go and stop the crime. But Batwoman sees the crime and she's like, oh, you're gay? It's fine.
She literally. This is the most.
Whoa,
This
whoa,
is the
whoa, whoa, whoa,
most
hold on.
offensive
We
episode.
got like we
We
got
have two
double perp.
We have two perps just because I wanted to make sure I got the representation.
oh my god. Terrible.
So I got double representation. I'm
Yeah.
covered because I'm talking about the gay community, and I really got
M-
to cover my ass, literally and
and
figuratively.
and
Ooh,
Martin Luther
Trey
King.
Courtney has a question after perp
Is
says
she worse
hello.
than Ray?
What's
Yes,
up?
Yes.
What's up,
yes.
yo?
I would fucking take the okay. Perp is gonna love this, but I would fucking take Ray every fucking day of the week over this fucking. I am a huge fan of DC. If you guys didn't know, big fucking surprise. But she is so fucking bad because she wears the fucking bat mantle, and this fucking cunt is letting criminals go left and right. Hey, she lets the criminal go
Who are we
because she
talking about right now? I'm confused. I come in here.
Batwoman.
Batwoman.
I come in here.
Batwoman
I
is
hear a
the
yell. I hear a villain yelling.
Batwoman
He's
is
yelling
the
about
worst.
lesbians.
I mean, okay, I saw that lesbian clip that everyone's playing of her and the girl. I was like, okay, maybe I can let this show go. And then they had this article
They
where
don't
they're
do
like,
that shit no more.
yeah, where they had this article that I was about to read for you guys, but I said, fuck it, I want to experience how bad this episode is. So the article says, oh, the bravest. It's from comicbook.com's quoting other people, right? And they said, the bravest move ever in the CW. Batwoman comes out to Gotham that she's gay. Okay, first of all, why the fuck does it matter what her sexual orientation is to save Gotham?
It
Batman never
matters
came out and
because it
said,
was the crux of the episode.
no,
That's
no,
why it matters.
and this is the thing, PB. It's fucking stupid because no reporter would sit there. Even bitchy unicorn called bullshit on this. No reporter would sit there and go, kiss him, kiss him. Remember when the security guard who kept on popping up and like,
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
and the crowd's cheering, kiss him. No crowd who saw Batwoman would be like, oh, kiss this random ass security guard for no apparent fucking reason
No, I thought
whatsoever.
that was funny that they were all calling for that when earlier in the episode, when she was surrounded by a crowd of people, they were all going in for a selfie.
That
It's
made
very
sense.
inconsistent.
Okay, the show is such a fucked up mixed bag because they'll do per episode, they'll do one or two things that kind of make sense. And then the episode fucking contradicts its own message because at the end they have some kind of reporter that goes, oh, why do we have to hear this political statement about what this hero is? Because she comes out and she goes, hey, yeah, Gotham, I'm a lesbian. So I guess like stop taking pictures or whatever the fuck that terrible Kate
Well,
King
hold
character
on,
is
hold
saying.
on, hold on, hold on. Tommy says, I need to know the sexual orientation. Otherwise, I won't know what position to use. Jeez, guys.
So, I mean, like, the episode is basically saying, right, it doesn't matter if you're gay or not, and she's making this brave call because, fuck saving people. I don't know. Saving people was just like secondary in this episode.
That's
It was all
overrated.
about being.
Saving people is overrated.
It's all about
Coming
whether
out
or
of the
not.
closet.
We don't
That's
save
what
them
makes a
hoes.
real hero.
We don't save them hoes.
So, I mean, and I'm like, this show is so fucking confused. Like, I thought Supergirl was bad. I hate Supergirl. I hate Supergirl with a
Oh,
fucking
how can
passion.
you hate Supergirl? Stop
It's a
hating.
terrible fucking show. But
Debatable.
this show makes Supergirl seem like a fucking masterpiece. Because with Supergirl, even though I hate Kara, I hate the plot, I hate what they did with Superman, I hate the CGI and pretty much everything in that show mostly.
Hey, at least in this show, all of Superman's lips are real.
But I mean, to be fair with Supergirl though, they at least wrote shit that made sense. My problem is the feminism is really blatant.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she looked cute in a skirt.
Oh no,
and then I was gonna have to say she doesn't wear a skirt anymore, but her pants are tight. So you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, the skirt was the only thing winning me over for those seasons. But I mean, at least with that show, there was an ounce of talent. This fucking Batwoman show is so fucking awful. I've never seen writers who can't write. I'm trying to think in my mind of a shitty show that's this shitty. It baffles my mind. And I'm sorry, people, that I'm going on this rant, but have you ever tried to watch Batwoman? It will do this to you. This show is fucking awful. It's god awful. This is the worst written show, I think, in the history of television. How the fuck did they get us? No, perp. Game of Thrones started off. Those writers actually had talent. They just wanted Lucas money. There's a difference. They had writing ability. These fucking creators, they're on a whole,
I thought they went to Netflix money.
Well, it is what it is. They claim Netflix.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about those two? How much shit people give them. They're still gonna watch their shit on Netflix.
Kamikaze Cobra.
I mean, if I get tricked into it.
18 says, shit, I checked that new show Lone Star 911 on Fox, hearing it had Liv Tyler and Rob Lowe. I was watching, saying it's not bad. 3 smiley face emojis. Then out of the gate, it had G on G scenes, and the only black man was a trans.
Is G on G supposed to be gay on gay? What?
Or girl on girl. I was confused because it was girl on girl. Then I've got to watch Lone Star 911. If it was guy on guy, I'm gonna have to skip that one.
So I recorded that show, but I didn't watch it. I only seen the very first scene, the very first scene, and it's just some guy microwaving something and it lights on fire, and then they call it in. That was the very first scene, so that must happen after that.
No, it's
See, I was right. It is gay on gay.
Yeah, Kamikaze, you brave soul. I'm gonna skip that one. Thank you for letting me, because I seen it and I was like, this seems interesting. Now I know. Skip that shit, because I already. You know what? I feel betrayed. I defended Batwoman. I was like, come on, guys.
You defended it? I've watched every minute of it, and never once did I defend it as being a good show.
No. Before it came out, I was saying, come on, guys. It'll be good. I mean, CW
made
Arrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were being stupid.
No, I was being hopeful, PB. I was being hopeful. I was being optimistic. Fucking stupid me in 2020/2019 to be
2019 Zod was foolish. 2020 Zod will be better.
With all the mistakes. Holy
Foolishness.
God.
Sometimes in life,
Trey
Sometimes in
Courtney,
life.
not everything on CWDC sucks. I love Legends of Tomorrow. It does not suck. It's
Yeah,
a
everything
yeah.
hilarious show. It's not
sucks.
meant to be this serious drama. It's based on comic book characters that do ridiculous things in a page where they're drawn ridiculously.
I gotta
Honestly,
say,
honestly, but All American is probably the CW's only show that's like tolerable that I could watch.
I never watched it.
to me,
I guess because it's
um,
original.
CW has done something that is going to fuck over every show that they make. They've gone to the dark
They
side.
had
Like,
Ezra Miller.
Yes, once they put Ezra Miller,
Oh,
they
that's
did
not what you were
Ezra.
saying?
I got a
No, I
prediction.
seen that.
I got a prediction. I think what's gonna happen, right? They're gonna switch places. Grant Gustin is gonna be in the movies, and then Ezra Miller is gonna be in the TV show.
Oh, then I'm going to have to stop watching the show.
Like,
Don't do that to me. I like that show. It's the second best show.
Trey Courtney, I would challenge you. CW was good before SmackDown. I mean, Smallville was quite possibly
Whoa,
one
whoa,
of
whoa,
the
whoa, whoa.
greatest
When was
shows CW had.
SmackDown on CW?
Oh, it was
Oh,
on there for a
man.
bit before they got. Yeah, he used to be on the CW.
When? In what year? It used to be on UPN way back in the day.
Yeah, and then it was on the C. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
I,
Oh shit!
Exposed.
I
I don't
I
remember it being on CW.
no, I
That
can't
seems
pull up
strange to
my
me
Google because I'm in the StreamYard. Someone Google it.
because I swear to God, it went right from being on in Green Bay, channel 32, which was UPN or My 32 or whatever the hell they call it now. And then it went to Sci Fi Channel.
I know it was on UPN. I remember those
I
days.
don't ever remember it being on CW because CW is one of those networks that doesn't have 3 hours of primetime television.
I know Trey Courtney just said 2006 to 2008. Kamikaze Cobra confirmed 2000s on Friday.
Uh,
Saying
nobody,
on Friday don't mean
nobody,
nothing.
nobody watches SmackDown. SmackDown what? Oh, it's all about Raw.
Like, watch SmackDown when The
I
Undertaker's
agree,
on it. That's
Perp.
the only time that it's worth it.
I gotta say
SmackDown's
that
always irrelevant.
SmackDown was only ever good when The Rock was on it, and I watched it
Mm.
just for The Rock or McFoley, and then I'd be like, okay, time to go back to Raw.
Yeah, that was the cookie cutter shit where Raw was that, like, you know what I'm saying? We're
The
gonna give you
Fire,
real
yep.
entertainment. Yeah, real entertainment.
But yeah, I was gonna read this big ridiculous article that was glorifying this episode, but I was like, let me just watch the episode and then we can talk about it. And holy fuck, do I regret that decision? My God, do you know how I drank so much tonight? I drank
Ain't
more
your
to
one.
get through
So
this than Game of Thrones. Like, I got pretty like I'm pretty buzzed right now trying to get through this fucking Batwoman episode. I'm like slamming down those big like 40 ounces. And I was like at the next one, I'm like, and Bitchy's like, are you going to be able to do the broadcast? I go, I need to get through Batwoman. Give me another one. It was
Sounds about right.
how does this show this bad? I was just like, my mom's like, are you depressed? And I go, yes, I'm fucking depressed. And then my
if
mom goes,
only Zod could go up against a hero that's successful.
and then, oh my God. And then my mom comes in and she's like, you're watching the new Batwoman? I watched that. And I'm like, how do you watch this? This show is so fucking terrible. The villain is terrible. She's like trying to be the Joker / Mad Hatter. To her credit, she's probably the best actress on there because she overacts so much that it's kind of actually fucking funny. like Alice, I guess is her name. She was probably the most entertaining part that said shit that I was thinking. Like, she's like, got this girl tied up, and she goes, the girl's like, oh, what are you gonna do? Kill me? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Like, I never heard a villain say it's like there was some things in the episode where I'm like, there's a writer somewhere that's fucking competent, and then like the incompetence is so much that it just like snuffs out anything good and redeeming about the show. This show is so shit. Why did it get another season? Why? Oh, god damn
Because
it.
Arrow's ending.
Because people keep watching CW. They need to stop. Boycott the CW.
Yes.
Oh, boycott.
Yes. Hashtag boycott the CW. Make it happen.
So, Kamikaze, I agree. Raw is War was the era. I love that era. There was a lot of good stuff. And Tommy says, at Pop Culture PB, look at the trash, and it is true.
What?
I don't know. Oh, I
Read it
think
a
I'm reading that right.
little rougher next time.
Look, do you know how much I
Look,
had to
man,
drink?
like, you're drunk.
Oh, you're
Just understand.
Like, I like got depressing drink. I was like, oh god, like this is so bad. I was like, how does anyone on YouTube review this without getting fucked up? Like I listened to the Critical
Easily.
Drunk, and I was like, I finally see why when he's about
You
to
are
do
not a critical drinker. You are a Kryptonian drinker.
yes. The Critical Drinker, I was like, I finally understand why he drinks before he does these reviews because the show is so fucking bad. You can't get through it without being drunk. Like, it's impossible. If I was sober, I'd have to stop the episode like a couple of times, walk around, do shit, come back, watch it again. Like, oh god. But anyways, so long story short, the good show Arrow is ending. R.I.P. Oliver. The crossover was
Ended. It was good, even though Perp's like, I can't believe people like this. It looks
I see a lot of people
terrible.
see it. I see a lot of
no.
people like.
I'm
I see it's
sorry,
mixed.
PB. I'm sorry, PB, but the only good episode was the last one. That crossover was a mess.
Oh,
There's
would you
so
look at
many
that?
plot
Legends
holes.
wins again.
Yeah, like I think honestly, Legends of Tomorrow is the only thing after Arrow that's gonna keep the CW afloat because Supergirl is trash. Superman and Lois is gonna be trash. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Did you just say Lewis? Is he
Lois,
gay now
whatever.
too?
You mean simper? Man? Simper? He's a simper. He's a simper.
Like, oh god. But anyways, I'm gonna get to my articles. It was
Diet Superman.
it was just fucking depressing. Don't watch that show, and don't try to drink to drown away the pain because you'll be really fucking drunk trying to get through that show. So, let me go to my next topic here. Holy fuck.
Oh my God, you have a next topic?
Yeah. It took me
You
so
have
much
more than one topic?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
there's
I got
a
a
whole
couple.
description and everything.
Yeah, I got a bunch of descriptions. The Walking Dead's Sarah Wayne Callies felt she put a lot of violence into the world. This is fucking hilarious because she's she's talking about how she was happy to be on this show that apparently is boring or whatever. And the other shows she did were so violent and she was sick of it and about to give up television. Anyways, I'm going to read it because this is just one of those actresses
Okay,
that
so viewership will drop. It will return shortly.
The Walking Dead and Prison Break alum Sarah Wayne Callies nearly gave up acting before she developed a connection with new NBC drama Council of Dads. A tearjerker different from the violent and often bleak apocalypse set Walking Dead. Callies starred on the AMC drama between its first and third seasons as Laura Grimes, wife of Rick Grimes, Andrew Lincoln, and mother to Carl, Chandler Riggs, and Judith, uh, Callie Fleming. There we go. Ooh, maybe I read better when I'm drunk. When promoting the upcoming
That's a
when,
false. That's false.
when promoting the upcoming Council of Dads
That's
during
great.
Television Critics Association press tour, Callies said she wanted to participate in a more hopeful show that was lacking in violence. I've been waiting for a show for a long time. I hit a point a couple of years ago where I thought maybe I don't want to act anymore. And part of that was because I felt that I put a lot of violence into the world, Callies told press. There was a time where the world felt like a relatively safe place. And so to tell stories that were more dangerous and a bit more bleak felt right. Callies appeared on The Walking Dead in 2013. After Laurie's death, 4 episodes into season 3 in Killer Within, Rick was subjected to reoccurring hallucinations of his late wife. I kept getting letters from fans about my name is so and so, and I'm suffering from anxiety and depression, and I'm struggling in the following ways, Callies continued. And I realized I wanted to be part of something storytelling wise, whether it was acting, directing, producer, writer, that left people with a sense that they could do it. They could get through it. They could be there for someone else. They could challenge the parts of themselves they didn't like. They could uplift. The actress was drawn to Council of Dads. She canceled directing duties on other shows, including one that would have brought her back into the Walking Dead universe. I was neck deep in a year where a bunch of directing gigs lined up in episodic television, and then I read the script. And the next thing I knew, I was on a plane, canceling jobs and shooting in Savannah, Callies said. Inspired by Bruce Filler's best-selling book of the same name, Council of Dads also stars Clive Standen, Tom Everett Scott, J. Augustus Richards, Blue Chapman, uh, Amelia Anthony, Michelle Weaver, Talia Tran,
I thought that you
Steven
read
Story.
better when you're drunk.
Hey, and Michael O'Neill. Families, family takes on a different meaning in this transformative and inspirational new drama when Scott Perry, a loving father of 5, has his entire life's plan thrown into upheaval by an unexpected health scare. He calls a few of his most trusted friends to step in as backup dads to help guide and support his growing family, just in case he ever can't be there to do it himself, reads the series' official description. There's Anthony Scott's oldest and most loyal friend Larry, his tough love AA sponsor, and Oliver, his dedicated doctor and wife's deepest friend. Together, they discover that there's more to being a father than anyone could do alone, and more to being a family than they ever thought possible.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting.
why am I bringing this up? Um, so she said she put out a lot of violence into the world. I want to just get you guys' thought on that. Do you feel like that
I put a
television?
lot of violence into the world. I don't
Oh,
know. How about you piss me
I know
off?
I do.
You're
I
a
mean, I
villain.
know
You're
I
supposed
do,
to.
but you know, there's this there's this myth that just because you're on a television show that has a bleak outlook, let's use Walking Dead for an example, there's lots of violence and bleak and shit like that.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
fucking zombie apocalypse. Of course, it's gonna be violent.
but but here's the
It's
thing
common
though.
sense.
Within that show, there is a theme of hope, though, that these people who are virtual strangers get a bond together to survive this horrendous situation that they're in.
Y-
And yes,
y-
the world's a fucked up and violent place, but you also find strength.
Motherfucker. I just read the chat.
You're like, I was good. I was laughing. I was like, dude,
What the hell? What is that shit? Like, there was nothing said about football at all, you son of a bitch.
just want to shake things up.
Like, I didn't see it at all because I jumped down and I saw the long comment. So I read the long comment first. And then I was like, well, what did Perp say? Packers suck. Motherfucker.
Oh, don't forget the emoji. The with the sunglasses.
No sunglasses emoji for you.
So,
What's up,
I mean,
Senate?
so I mean, there's this myth that just because you're in a show that has some violent scenes, like you're putting out violence into the world, it's like, no. The thing is, Hollywood and these actors and actresses, I feel like they have this conception that, like, just because this shit is brought up, people focus on the most violent parts and they're going out and doing horrible shit. We've seen it in Joker when they made the big
I
deal
only
that people were
repeat
gonna
things that I see in movies. Nobody disappears when I snap my fingers, though.
Exactly. It's like
And I can't put I can't put people through a TV screen.
it's like it's like just because these things are on television doesn't mean you're gonna have the next Jeffrey Dahmer or someone's gonna shoot up something. Video games,
No, you're
movies.
supposed to say you're not going to have the next Arthur Fleck.
There we go. You're not gonna have the next Arthur Fleck. Video games, movies, TVs, shit that can be really violent is
You,
escapism.
you know why? Yo, I'm about to kill this whole argument, right? You know why?
Pow pow.
There's so much violence in the world is because bad parenting. Take care of your fucking kids.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
thought you were going to say Muslims.
oh my god. Oh, I'm always waiting for the day it's gonna be
Well,
my
he
last
kind
show.
of did. He said bad parenting.
Like, it's
So
amazing.
now it's a double joke.
It's amazing because I always
Oh,
feel like I'm gonna be the one who says something that gets my channel pulled, but it's you motherfuckers. One of you guys, one day you guys are gonna say something and I'll look and be like, this channel no longer exists. Redo all fucking 300 videos I have. But I mean, you know, it's you know, um, the Senate made a good point. He said, I totally went John Wick when my dog died the other day,
That's sad.
currently fighting assassins. You spelled
yeah.
blacks wrong, PB.
What?
Wait, I gotta see this quote.
What do you mean I spelled
Because
blacks wrong? What?
it just, I was reading this one comment and then it just came out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh man,
Oh my god.
stupid.
When did I spell blacks?
LOL, Zod, let's get Zod's channel taken down, LOL. You know, if anyone can get me taken down, Senna, it's you. You've been in Twitter jail so long, you're like a celebrity
Yeah, you're Suge Knight. You're the Suge Knight in there.
of
Yeah.
Twitter. Anyways, you know, it's like these Hollywood stars have such a fantastical view on what they think they're like. They think they have this like effect on everyone. Like they do something and oh
Well,
my god, I'm
yeah.
gonna rush out. And I mean, who the fuck is this actress? She was in like 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, quite possibly one of the most annoying characters. I was actually glad when she got killed.
It was
Her
sad.
character,
It was
not
sad.
her.
It was sad.
No, the scene was sad for Chandler Riggs because
Yeah.
Carl, my boy,
Mm,
R.I.P. But I mean, like her, I always thought her character was annoying. It's like, who the fuck are you? Like, You're like, oh, I almost had to quit. You didn't, though. You didn't quit. You're on a brand new show. So what's the point of even saying this article? Like, these people are such
She's just
pompous
scoring
assholes.
virtue points, guy.
Yeah, it's just
That's
like,
exclusively what this was about on both ends. On the one end, she was scoring the virtue points because she could say, well, I'm doing this because I didn't want to bring more violence into it. And on the other end, the person that went to write the article or do the interview or whatever is doing the same thing. It's like, hey, we're going to interview this one person because it fits the exact narrative that we're trying to push, that there's so much violence out there. There's people that are getting away from that and trying to go into other things. Nobody fucking cares.
exactly. Who's going to watch the Council of
It's
Dads?
all
I
acting.
didn't even know I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, that sounds like the stupidest fucking idea ever. Like, and to be fair, when I heard This Is Us, I'm like, but then I watched it and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty decent show. But I mean, it's very rare that these shows that they come out with like that are any fucking good. The writing's normally atrocious and they get canceled as soon as they're like put on. So I mean, it's just guys, I hate to tell you, violence sells. I mean, look at American Horror Story. That shit's been on forever. You want to know why? It has blood, gore, swearing,
Because they chop up
violence,
people
doom
and
and
shoot them
gloom.
across the fence line.
I mean, yes, it is a
Spoiler.
very you know, it's just
Why you think they keep making slave movies? Because they make money. Violence makes money.
I love how Perp gets that, throws that in there. But yeah, so I mean, it's just, these Hollywood stars up on their high horse. It amazes me. It amazes me.
I mean, the view must be pretty nice from up there.
Oh yeah, in that high tower, it's got to be
Which
spectacular.
I don't know how they ever get up there, because they're like, most of them, not all, because I wouldn't want to, use a broad brush. Most of them are bottom of the barrel people. Like, we're not
Yeah,
talking about the most virtuous freaking people here. We're talking about actors, people that you pay to be other people.
yeah. I
That's the
mean,
job.
that's pretty. When you think about, you just summed it up. When you think about it, they are literally paid to be someone else. They are paid
Well, I mean,
to.
that's what it's supposed to be, except for the wacko SJWs out there that don't want that. Like with Batwoman, you got to be gay enough. You got to be
Yeah,
extra gay to be Batwoman. If you're not gay, you can't be Batwoman. If
or
you're
you got to
not
make
a
an
midget,
episode
you can't
out.
play an Oompa Loompa.
Or you got to make an episode about how you need to come out because that's so important when you're a superhero. Like Bruce Wayne should have came out and been like, "Yeah, I like dicks. Let's change the bat signal to a big giant penis in the sky." Like, that's what I was thinking when I watched this,
Pause.
because I'm like,
Pause.
imagine if Bruce Wayne came out and he was like, "I know this is probably not relevant
The
to
bat
anything."
symbol, sponsored by Viagra.
Like, this is
What
like,
gets you up at night?
or what if he was like, let's go the other way, and he was like, I'm a heterosexual male, so you know what I need for my bat symbol? Boobs. I know Gotham's in trouble when there's two tits in the sky. I'm gonna come racing with my Batmobile. Like, why aren't we playing it the other way? I mean,
I was thinking about the representation of it. I was like, you know what? I absolutely need this representation. Like, I need my superheroes out there to be straight white males. If Batman wasn't a straight white male, I would never have liked him at all. If Spider-Man wasn't a straight white male, he'd be fucking out on the street. No, of course it's not fucking true. It's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. What?
And it's just like, it's so crazy. And, I tried to get
It just needs
articles
to make sense for the fucking story. That's it. Like, up
exactly.
front, right away, okay, I didn't know initially, we're talking like months to a year ago, I don't know exactly, that Batwoman and Batgirl were two separate characters. I didn't know that. Once I was informed of it, they were like, yeah, it's two separate people, and Batgirl
Silly
is
PB.
not gay. Batwoman is gay, has been gay the whole time. That's the way the character was set up. I was like, oh, okay, I don't care about that, but there's always going to be the time in an episode where the character isn't the superhero, where they're having the interpersonal relationship. So it would be strange for Batwoman to be out there dating a bunch of fucking dudes. That would be fucking weird because she's gay. But you don't need to make a freaking entire episode about the fact that Batwoman is gay.
I don't, it's strongly, that one episode where she was, making out with a woman that everyone memes, that was a pretty big indication. Like, if I had never seen the episode and that scene came up, as logical thinking person, I'd be like, I guess she's gay. Let's move it along. Like, it's like the writers don't have. Oh God. All right.
Yes,
So anyway,
I am part of the patriarchy, Tommy, and I have a special station in my kitchen for making sandwiches that only women can stand in.
So let's go hopefully to some good news, because I'm a fan of Doctor Strange.
Hold on.
And
What did Kamikaze Cobra say?
Kamikaze Cobra says, oops. Okay. If Tom Holland gets his way, Spider-Man gonna get his cheeks clapped. Miles Morales walks in and says, bro, I need Oh, Kamikaze,
Oh,
thank you. Kamikaze, you fit in with the late night crew very well. And by the way, we've had 7 to 8 people watching. Welcome. If you're new to the channel and you like our fucking funny shenanigans and our political incorrectness, hit that like button. And if you want to see some more funny shit, get notified.
I call
button.
bullshit on that. I call it political correctness. I think we are being politically correct. I think the people that are being all allegedly PC are the politically incorrect ones.
And Curtis, welcome. So let me get to my next article that's actually
Curtis.
They're the ones that are always saying you can't say that term anymore. So then you got to relearn terms every 2 to 3 fucking years. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, fuck that. That's too much homework. But let me get to something that will not have me having a brain aneurysm. I'm going to set up this for a second. I liked Doctor Strange.
DC Universe.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe to the DC Universe. Only $9.99. Save
Only
DC
$9.99 for 1 month.
Yeah.
You
And they
can
have
read
great
every DC comic that's ever been written.
Also, you can watch great shows as well, such as Titans or
And
if
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Yes.
Doom Patrol.
It's a joke.
Doom Patrol.
Doom
You
Patrol.
gotta watch Doom Patrol.
Don't forget
You gotta
Doom
watch
Patrol.
Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol's amazing. Doom Patrol makes every CW show look trash, and they are trash.
Ooh. Perp.
Yeah.
The Senate says being PC is fucking idiotic. Way more than Zod.
I think that's like a compliment. So thank you, Senate. I only get those like once every year. We're in a new year, so thanks. Anyways, so out of the MCU, I like Doctor Strange a lot, and I like Doctor Strange because
he's a white guy and he's straight. Yeah, we get it.
Well, no, that and it went in a different.
What, you like him because he's a straight white guy? I was being facetious here, guy. Like that's not a real thing. Like, I don't like any character because of their sexual orientation, except for the fact, like, maybe I will enjoy the character more if I know the character could enjoy me. Yep, that's how I want to say that.
Okay, well,
That
I
makes
like
sense.
Doctor Strange's movie because it was a departure and it felt different from the other Marvel movies that had come. So, Doctor Strange 2 synopsis is out, and I just wanted to read this and get your guys' idea of how you feel about this. It reads, Doctor Strange 2 synopsis teases the return of a familiar face. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness may have lost director Scott Dickinson, but production.
Dickinson.
I thought it was going to be Dickinson. I saw the ER.
Derrickson.
There we go. Derrickson. Thank you. But production is still set to go ahead in the summer. Sites like Backstage, who deal with auditions and the like, have got a synopsis for the film that reads, after the events of Avenger Endgame, Dr. Stephen Strange continues his research on the Time Stone, but an old friend turned enemy puts an end to his plans and causes Strange to unleash unspeakable evil. An old friend turned enemy. We wondered who that could be. It's probably Mordo.
It's a black guy, yeah.
The black guy?
The first movie saw Mordo, and I'm not even going to try to fucking say that name, turn his back on the protagonist after being disgusted with how Strange and the Ancient One acted unethically in his eyes.
You hear that, Ancient One? I know that you're listening. I know you're listening. They're talking about you in the article. They think you're an old, bald lady.
In post-credit scenes, he stole mystical energy of a man whom the Ancient One had helped to walk again and claimed that there were too many sorcerers in the world. In the comics, Baron Mordo is one of Doctor Strange's greatest enemies, fulfilling that dark counterpart trope that superheroes love to have.
Wait. Did anybody acknowledge Stig?
No, he just arrived.
Just arrived?
Stig is in the chat.
Hello there. So,
wow.
So,
that was terrible.
It was. One of Doctor Strange's greatest enemies, fulfilling the dark counterpart trope that superheroes love to have. With all that in mind, it's pretty safe to assume we think that Mordo is going to be the catalyst for the sequel's plot. We don't think he's the only villain, however. The sequel's title and previous comments have hinted at a being called
if you
Nightmare.
say so.
A being called Nightmare being an antagonist force this time around. So, what do you guys think about this new movie coming out? And do you think that
we can handle another black guy as a villain? Oof.
Hey man, that'd be the first. That's more.
It'll be the second one.
Yeah, out of 20, how many movies now?
Out of I think 24. Well, at that point, it'll be 26.
20-something. Yeah, in the high 20s.
Yeah, mid to high 20s.
So, what do you guys feel about this?
Hey man, I tell them to just drop the goddamn movie. Stop talking about it.
Yeah, why we there doesn't need to be any fanfare for any of the characters that have already been introduced. Anybody that you're gonna add a number and a subtitle to the movie, just fucking come out with the movie. Like, I know the character, everyone knows the character. If you can make $1 billion off of fucking Captain Marvel, just say, hey, MCU Project 27, come and watch it.
Now, here's the thing,
I'm pretty sure it's what's his face? Yeah. 12 Years a Slave, man. Yes, I can't pronounce his name right now.
Yeah, I
So
know.
that's
I
what
know.
we're
I
gonna
looked
call
at
him.
that name and I said, "Fuck that." I'm not even attempting that name.
Because it's a tongue twister for me. So I was like, but it's either gonna be that, or if they're the surprise, it's gonna be Scarlet Witch. We already knew that. That'd be funny. Like, oh, the surprise character. Oh, it's Scarlet Witch. We know that. Because they said that.
Stig said, "It's not like you forgot about me in the back room for 25 minutes or anything."
Oh,
Burn.
Stig,
you
You
Stig,
deserve
would
you.
you like to come on? Because we could forget about you in the back room for a solid 25 minutes if you'd like.
Maybe 10.
Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. You guys keep talking while I do this here. Oh
Oh,
my.
jeez. Keep talking about the second Doctor Strange movie and how he's going to take down a black man with the same exact powers that he has, except he doesn't have a time stone.
Yeah,
So how is it even a fair fight?
I'm tired of that narrative of like, the white man has to defeat the black man, and why can't the black man, that's a villain, win? You know what I'm saying? Why not? That'd be
No,
cool.
I
what I
want to
want
tell
to
you
see,
something.
that would be great. That would be great. Not necessarily that it's the black man winning, but I would love to see in one of these Marvel movies the villain actually win. Like, have the movie play out and have the villain actually win and have
Right.
them have to deal with the consequences going forward in the subsequent movies. Whereas
Yeah.
the Infinity War win kind of got
But
erased, and the only thing you have to deal with is you lost two
but
characters.
but you know what their problem is, yo? They're not that smart. They're not that smart to
Well, I
do that.
mean,
Be like, hey,
look at
look
Joker.
at. And you just look at Infinity War, like, hey, people like that the bad guy won, so maybe we should
Yep.
do this a couple more times. Not overdo it, but if it makes sense, when it just for it to make sense to
No, I
you
can
know
give you a better example. Brightburn. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen that. I don't know why it was fucking brilliant, but
I didn't
the
see it
bad
yet.
guy wins in that movie. He kills his mother. He kills everyone else. He makes it look like a plane crashed
wait.
into
You
his
say
house
that so lightly. He didn't just kill her. He literally flew up into the air and dropped
and
her.
dropped her. And then he was like, "Oh, how am I going to fix
Savage.
this? Oh, look, a 747 jet full of innocent people. I'll just crash that fucker into my house and make it look like an accident. And no one will ever know I have superpowers." That was like, that was so brilliant. And I'm watching this, and I'm watching it with Bitchy, and she goes, "This is depressing. The bad guy wins." I go, "Yeah, isn't it great?" Like,
Right.
literally everyone that is like, in this case, you have someone with superpowers, and the mortals are the good guys, right? But when you think about it, how the fuck is a normal human supposed to stop someone who's essentially
St-
like Superman?
you know Stig's in the
Yeah.
back room, right?
Oh yeah, I was gonna let him wait for about 20 minutes before I
You
let him
really gonna forget about
Jesus.
in. Hey, Stig.
Oh my
Hi,
god.
I've been here for 45 minutes.
I know. I was trying to top my last time.
Yeah,
What's up, Stig?
You've succeeded.
it's perfectly
Yes.
okay. I have soda, so
Oh, okay, good. At least he put refreshments back there this time.
I had to bring
Yeah,
my
yeah.
own. Cheap bastard didn't
Oh,
put
you
anything in
son of
there.
a bitch, Sod.
All I
forgot
saw
the
was a dead gypsy prostitute.
No, okay, that sounds about right.
you forgot
That was my bad.
you forgot the free
Oh,
weed too.
and gaming with folks. Welcome. Good to see you on the channel. We got a lot of new people coming through. Glad to see you here in the fandom zone, hanging out with us crazy bastards, talking about villains winning. Like, let's do a General Zod movie where Zod doesn't get his neck broke.
No.
That'd be great. That'd be fucking fantastic. I'd see that movie with my own money.
Maybe he could get sodomized.
Sig, we've missed
That's a
those
totally
puns.
different version of winning.
So you updated the avatar. I like it.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. It's a book cover. Go read that book. It's Kenobi. That's the name of the book. Very good. Best book I read last year.
Hey, Stig, how do you feel? Just getting off topic, but you know, you're a resident Kenobi here. How do you feel about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series coming?
Um, I was excited about it before episode 9 happened because you know the Skywalker family was not important according to episode 9. It was all about the Palpatine family, right?
Yep.
Because they changed the chosen one into Rey, and Rey's a Palpatine. So you're gonna have Kenobi sitting in the desert, watching over Luke Skywalker, who's completely irrelevant to the grand scheme of things now.
You know, that is a very fair point. And gaming with folks, yes, I consider myself a Fandom Menace channel. I've had actually the author on here, and if you're interested, not to shamelessly plug myself, but I'm going to, under Fandom Zone Talks, when you get done with this live stream, go and watch it. I have an interview with him about his book, as a matter of fact. So definitely go and check that out. But shameless plug over. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, you know what, Stig? You just fucking ruined that show for me now.
It wasn't me; it was Kathleen Kennedy. But you know, it's true though.
Because I never thought about that. I'm like, you're right. If episode 9 is true, that, and I said this in my review, that everything that's happened, even though J.J. Abrams did try to fix the fuck ups of
No, what happened
Last
though
Jedi,
was the executives got a hold of the movie before it came out, and they changed it. Rey was supposed to be the daughter of Han and Leia, which is why the lightsaber, Anakin's lightsaber, called out to her in Episode 7, right? Because of the bloodline.
you know,
Why would Anakin's lightsaber call out to Palpatine?
I feel like that even if we got this JJ cut that everyone's saying is out, I feel like the damage that was done, it still would be uneven. I mean, I don't know exactly what he had, what he didn't have. I think that he's
Oh,
gauging his response.
the villain was supposed to be the son from the Mortis storyline on in the Clone Wars. It was supposed to be played by Matt Smith, but he
Ooh,
got
He was
that,
supposed to be in that movie.
he got removed from the movie completely.
You know?
And just a few months ago, they removed him from the cast list. But he was on the cast list for over a year.
gaming with folks brings up a good point. He says Palpatine was Anakin's father. That was kind
I
of
mean,
hinted to in
yes and no. Like I don't consider somebody who
Stepdad.
did
Stepdad.
magic essentially to create something a person's father. He's not his biological father.
I would say stepdad. He's like a stepdad.
More like a mentor.
You
But
know,
in the concept art for Episode 7, Rey was named Kira Solo.
hmm,
No, I like Ray better, but Kira's cool, I guess.
So then they stole that name and put it into the Solo movie?
Probably. They just changed the letters a bit. Could be. I don't know.
wow.
No, because that was
Interesting.
Amelia Clark's character's name in Solo, wasn't it? Kira?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but her name is written with a Q.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Stig, one of the articles I'm covering tonight was one that you gave me. So
Really?
we'll be going over that. Yeah, yeah.
Articles of
I
clothing?
no.
You weren't supposed
Oh,
to mention those briefs on stream, you know.
my bad. My bad. That was how villain of me.
Hmm.
Anyways, but yeah, we were talking about the new Doctor Strange coming out, and Stig, what do you think about Doctor Strange and his movie, and would you be interested in seeing number 2?
Uh, I don't know. I thought Doctor Strange was okay, but I didn't think it was any kind of brilliant or like I need to see the next one, right?
I
I
can agree with that.
I guess I've had my fill of superhero movies, so I'm kind of indifferent about them now because there's been so many, right? It's just
Yep,
I don't know. Ice cream is good, but not every day. You know.
that's a very good
And
point.
that's why
Yeah,
I was saying earlier, like they should shake it up and have it be like how just have the villains win more, not
Yeah,
just go
should
OP.
shake it
Like,
up and have a tort. No more ice cream.
Yeah, because the that old writing rule is the strength of the protagonist is measured by the threat of the antagonist. And if the protagonist is all powerful to begin with, it's not that interesting.
yeah.
yeah, that's very true. The things I liked about Doctor Strange was, yes, he is all powerful, but in that movie, he also fucked around with a lot of things that he didn't understand as a mortal. And I guess that was part of his arc, like understanding he had a responsibility and all of that stuff. And it'll be interesting to see if they can develop that more, because it's like, okay, now he's at a point where he pretty much knows he's like the guardian of like outer worldly shit. And if they execute it right, I don't know. I'm about character development, so I'd be interested to see exactly where they take his character.
So when are you going
And
to develop your character?
I'm Zod. Zod is perfect.
I don't
He
know. I'm
needs
I'm
no character development.
I'm just hoping the movie is entertaining. That's really it. But
Yeah,
but but I mean, no rush to see it.
yeah. Out of all the Phase 4 movies, though, like I always said, like that one I think will be the most interesting, just based off the name. What is it? The multiverse of madness. Seems like it's gonna be some trippy shit. You should eat some mushrooms and go watch it.
Right. No, it definitely seems like a movie that I would want to go and see in the theater because if it's anything like the first one, it'll take advantage of the 3D effects, which I enjoy.
Oh yeah, that first one, like, okay, so I I went with my mom to see Doctor Strange. This was my first time, so I had no clue what it was gonna be
What
like.
don't you go and see with your mother?
Um, I don't know. Mama Zod is pretty fucking cool. We go see a lot of movies. She
I
saw the
know.
Joker
So
with
why
me
didn't
twice.
any of her coolness rub off on you?
Because Phoebe, a dictator has to find his own way.
A dictator can't be cool.
No,
Dictator,
no,
I swear.
so speaking of movies and weird decisions, okay. So before I read this article, back backstory time. I gotta stop smoking the Chiba. So one of my favorite directors is Danny Boyle, and he was ceremoniously taking off of James Bond. And there was no explanation why, but I believe I know why. There was like some rumors behind the scenes that he didn't like the direction the movie was going in or where the studio wanted him to go. So I pulled up an article that is going to explain why a fucking great director who I love and seen all of his movies was taken off of this. I want to know the exact reason. So, James Bond producers explain why Danny Boyle exited No Time to Die. James Bond producer Barbara
Broccoli.
Broccoli. I like that. I don't even know if that's real, but I'm gonna go with it. And Michael G. Wilson realized they were not aligned with the original No Time to Die director Danny Boyle, who cited creative differences when stepping down from Bond 25 in the summer of 2018. Weeks later, Broccoli and Wilson found their replacement in True Detectives and Beast of No Nation director Kara Joyja? I don't know.
Georgia? Go to
I
Georgia?
can't say. Georgia Fanugi. I don't know what the fuck. I'm just gonna skip right over.
That's like that's a New York shit if I ever heard it.
Georgia for Noia.
A new hire that shifted the release of the yet untitled Bond 25 in November 2019 to Valentine's Day 2020. The release was later shifted again to its current date of April 10th. In an interview with Variety touching Boyle's exit, the franchise producers explained it became apparent neither camp could move forward on the project. It was hard on both sides because we had mutual respect and admiration, but better to know the differences before you embark on a project, said Broccoli. We worked together well for a number of months, but there came a point when we were discussing the kind of film that we wanted to make. They wanted to make a female empower Bond. He was like, fuck that. I'm sorry, I ad-libbed all that. And we came to the conclusion we were not aligned. Movies are very hard to make when you're all on the same page. When you're not, it's basically impossible. We recognize that, and in a respectful way, we realized that it was not going to work out. Fanugi, yeah, I'm going with that, was on Broccoli and
Fanugi?
Wilson's radar
Who
for a
are
long
these
time. The filmmaker was once considered to direct star Daniel Craig in Spectre. Before that was helmed by returning Skyfall director Sam Mendes. On joining the storied 007 franchise, Fanugi told Variety, I'm butchering that name. It's the longest running, most iconic film franchise. You get to travel the world, work with the best talent, the finest actors out of the UK, and go on a real adventure. Why would you say no to that? In 2019, Boyle admitted his leaving the project was a great shame. What co-director John Hodge and I was doing, I thought was really good, Boyle told Empire magazine. It wasn't finished, but it could have been really good. Boyle's Bond would have reportedly centered on the conflict between the West and Russia, but Boyle declined not to divulge plans for his film out of respect for the current filmmakers. We were working very, very well, but they didn't want to go down that route with us, he said. So we decided to part company, and it would be unfair to say what it was because I don't know what uh, Kara, whatever the fuck her name is going to do. I got a very nice message from him, and I gave him my best wishes. It was just a great shame. No Time to Die opens April 10th. So this sounds like to me, and I'm just ad-libbing to me. This sounds like to me that you had a director who did not want to go down clearly the route that this film is going down, who disagreed with them and was like, let's just make like a story, a typical Bond story about, Russia and shit, because, they've done it from Russia with Love, classic Bonds.
Because,
They've done the
Russia's full of villains.
Yeah, I mean, come on. They got some great shit they can work with. And if you wanted to go that route, you can even put modern day politics into it without it not making sense because that shit happens. But
These guys are like, no, we want diversity. We want
You
Bond
said
to.
it all wrong. You're supposed to say diversity.
We want diversity. We want Bond to be more, more.
Whammon friendly.
Yes, exactly. Was how they worded it. And look, I've seen the trailers, and I'm gonna go see James Bond because I love James Bond, and I'm a glutton for punishment. But I'm not really enthusiastic about this Bond whatsoever. I mean, just watching the trailers, it doesn't even have the same feel as even the new Bonds.
Well,
Like-
I'm probably not going to see it because I am a glutton for cheese.
I mean, Stig, what do you think about the new Bond, and does it interest you in the least?
I haven't been excited for any of the Daniel Craig Bond movies, to be honest.
Nope.
I watched Mission Impossible Rogue Nation for the first time a couple of days ago, and that one
Oh,
felt
that's
way
great.
more like a Bond movie than any of the new Bond movies do.
How would y'all feel about like why don't they like the next Bond movie, whatever after this Daniel Craig shit? Like, why don't they just get a younger like James Bond character, like a character that has to come up through the ranks type shit?
That would
That'd
be
be-
interesting.
I don't
I
know.
agree.
A 006.5.
Like he's in his 20s, like he's like 21, and he becomes a 007 or something like that.
I think they should just go back to the roots. Just have some guy wants to blow up the world or something, and have a bunch of cool gadgets and action scenes.
Yeah, that's what it was about for me.
Yeah, Bond isn't that deep. Never was. It was just Bond against the villain, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
entertaining along the way.
And
Mustache
gaming-
twirl.
Yeah.
And gaming with folks, if you've never seen James Bond, watch GoldenEye. That's the best James Bond in my opinion. I'll fucking fight anyone. I love
License-
that.
What's the
License
one
to
with
Kill.
Halle Berry?
PB, you're just a fan of anything with Halle Berry.
I am. Catwoman is a terrible movie, and I will watch it.
You were one of the few people who saw Catwoman.
Yep.
I have it on DVD.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Oh,
Halle Berry was good in it. The rest was crap.
Exactly.
I will say one thing. Halle Berry as Catwoman, if she just had a better director and script, that movie would be so different because she had the look and the attitude of Catwoman down. Like that outfit was probably the best Catwoman outfit that they've made.
Oh yeah, that's
It was-
a good Catwoman outfit.
And she had the attitude. She really she had it nailed
It's
down.
not
Selena
the
Kyle's.
attitude; it's the catitude.
Yeah, she had. Let's go with the terrible pun. Thank you, PB.
They did that movie, didn't they?
That was a perfect pun.
Exactly.
But I mean, like, she had. It's one of those things where you have a good actress, but you have a terrible script, and the actress could only do so much with a really shitty script. And we've seen it before. We've seen people assemble good casts, and then there's just a fucking terrible writer, and somehow it gets through the writing process, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this seems great. I mean, we got
Like Game of
so-and-so."
Thrones.
No, perp, no. Okay, the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones was solid. Stop trolling, you son
And
of a
it went
bitch.
downhill after that.
I love how you got him to stop on a fucking dime, perp. No, perp.
Like, yes, gaming with folks, I agree. Like, if any movie had a better director and script, it sets even actors. I bet it would be a better movie. I agree.
No, if you put Clint Eastwood in Sharknado, it does not make it a better movie.
Probably
I
makes
don't
it
know. I
harder.
would have to disagree. I
Be
would
like, get off
No,
my.
just having better actors in movies doesn't exclusively make them better.
No, I get where you were going with that, but I loved Sharknado, so I could just picture Clint Eastwood like lighting up a cigar, going, "Get out of here, you damn sharks!
No, he'll
You feel
say,
lucky?
he'll say, get out of my. He'll say, get out of my ocean.
Get out of my ocean, you damn sharks!" Oh, that movie. Then that movie goes to like Academy Award winning performance right there. You see
You
Clint
Oh,
know,
like,
my mistake.
if they made
Where-
a live action Ahsoka Tano movie, right, set way after Return of the Jedi, Halle Berry would make a good Ahsoka.
yeah, I buy
Ooh,
that.
interesting.
Yeah, I buy that totally.
Where'd Nightbot come from?
I
That
mean,
little
he's
fucker.
always technically on. He's just not always doing something.
And Arthur, welcome. We love having you here in the
Did
fandom
you just
zone.
say
Thank you.
Arthur?
Yes.
Did you add another R?
No, I said. Oh shit, I
The
did.
Arthur Stephen Walton?
Arr.
The
Fuck,
Arthur
You're-
Stephen
Candace, I wish
Walton.
Candace was
Welcome,
here.
Arthur Stephen Walton.
Son, you're really trying to get canceled before 2020 even really starts. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Fucking A, man.
I was
Him
waiting.
and the letter R.
Arr. I missed my calling. I should have been a pirate Kryptonian. Anyways,
imagine that.
so yeah, I mean, like you said, necessarily it isn't the actors that can make the movie great. I mean, they bring something to the table, sure, because you've had the flip end when you have a really good story and then just fucking terrible actors that just can't. They're not believable. They can't pull it off. So I mean, there's that fine line. I mean, just because an actor's
Oh,
really
yeah.
great
If we're
and
talking about the fine line of somebody who either can or can't make the character in the story seem believable for the story, then yeah, I would say that having any better actor would make that particular movie better because they're going to make that particular character feel more lifelike.
yeah, and that's the thing. People forget, like, it's a balance. We do reviews, and I wish we had Stevie J reviews. Shout out to Stevie, who's currently fighting the dingoes right now.
And fire.
And fire. I'm gonna burn in hell for these jokes. But anyways, you know, there's a lot of things in movies, and when I started reviewing, I didn't realize how much that really goes in to making a movie. I mean, like, I've seen good movies, and then if you have like the cinematography off or there's sounds that don't make sense, that could fuck up a movie too. I mean, it's a very fine line, and people just think it comes down to the actors or the director fucked up. And it's like there's a lot of things that have to line up to make your movie work.
It's like
There's a lot of different facets.
um, it's like a meal. The script is the recipe, the chef is the director, and the actors are the seasoning, right?
Oh, that
That's
was
deep. That's deep, bro. That's
Yeah.
deep.
that was great.
And then all the
Yeah.
sound effects and all the special effects are, the restaurant you're eating it in.
Right, that's
I'm
the
a-
presentation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that. That's nice.
Damn, Stig, just dropping
That's your
analogies.
atmosphere, your plating, everything that goes with it.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of interesting when people condemn something because they see a certain actor or actress. And I'm like, there's other components to it. Like, I saw that movie Just Mercy. I've been meaning to put a review out on it. And everyone knows I fucking love Brie Larson here in the fandom zone. Not at all. Okay, fuck her. But
Them titties
My
is
You
nice,
would.
bro.
People say that, but my
You would
God,
twice on Sundays.
Am I the only one who thought she was okay in Captain Marvel?
Like, what do you mean for okay in Captain Marvel? Like,
Yeah, well, she wasn't given that much to work with, and
right? I'm like, she didn't do like a terrible job or anything.
I thought she was
Zod thinks
okay.
she's just a
And
terrible person, and everything that she is in or touches is hot trash.
Yes.
I don't know.
Thank you, Gaming with Folks. She said Brie Larson is
No, it's
boring.
Bree.
You know what? I'm gonna say something controversial, right? You know, despite what people might think about Captain Marvel 2, I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna make a prediction right now. You know, if it ends up being false and just end up being trash, oh well. But I think it's gonna be pretty good. Probably a 7 for
Fuck
an
I
8.
yeah.
think I think it's gonna be way better than what the first one was.
I,
I don't
yeah,
know if
actually,
I
I'll
can
say
give it
that.
a number yet, but way better. I think it's gonna be more. What do I want to say? Cosmic. Like there's gonna be more stuff happening out in space than there
It's
would
definitely
be just in 1990s America.
it's they're definitely gonna do the Civil War 2 thing, like the whole her first, you know,
I mean, it's
Spider-Man.
possible.
And shit. Yeah, they're gonna do that.
Ugh.
I don't know. I always thought they should have started the next phase with Captain Marvel instead of stuffing it in before Endgame because it
Would have
didn't.
been a good way. See, that would have been a great way to start the phase because it would have been, well, who's this person? It would have been, oh, well, she was out there fighting all of these planets
Yeah,
that she said that she was
yeah,
out there protecting, and she
Yeah,
didn't know
cause
that Thanos was doing this frickin' snapping of fingers.
cause it would make sense because it's like it's Captain Marvel and the Eternals, like you doing two cosmic movies, and like it would have gave Black if you would have put Black Widow in that spot in 2019, that would have definitely made a billion, and also would have impact Endgame
Well, see,
also.
I've been thinking about this a little bit about the placement of Black Widow. I feel like they didn't put Black Widow before Endgame because people would have said like, "Oh, you're giving us like a clip movie of Black Widow. What's going to happen with her in Endgame? She must be dying."
At least like they would have been a good talking point for people to be like, oh, what's going on here? What are they teasing? Something big's gonna happen in this, and
Oh, it's
have
possible.
whatever have whatever happens in
I
like
mean, it would have been it would have been a more fun talking point than why the fuck did they force this boring movie in?
because then you could have still put in the whole some way and somehow the whole pager thing at the end of
Well,
Black Widow.
Perp, you
it's
need to be careful with what you're saying. We're being checked up on by a Terrence bot.
Oh, oh, Terrence is here.
What's up, parents? Good to see you.
Terrence, what's up,
hope you're
man?
He
well,
said,
Terrence.
"What's up, everyone? Just wanted to check up on everyone." That's terrifying.
No, Terrence is a good guy.
I
He's
know,
not
but
scary
he's
at all.
driving around checking up on people like, keep your mothers protected.
No, he's doing it like RoboCop.
Oh, well, then I
Yeah,
feel safe.
yeah, just patrolling.
Like I'm good if it's RoboCop style. Like he's a
Yeah.
good guy.
So, now that Stig's here, Stig, I can read the article that you sent to me, and it's relevant when I was talking about shitty CW shows, because
Oh,
apparently
hurtful.
CW is releasing more potentially shitty shows, and they're fucking up
Wait,
one of my
wait.
favorite shows ever.
Before you go into that, isn't the CW's colors like green and yellow?
Yeah,
It's just
green
green.
and white. Yeah,
Okay,
White?
the
never mind.
letters are white. Yeah, on my app it shows all green,
Oh,
and
on
then
your app. Ugh.
yeah, the
Never mind.
CW is in white.
Never mind. Never mind. Never
I
mind.
hate apps.
Only the edible ones are the ones I like.
I was seeing if PB would catch on to that, but never mind.
Oh
They're not.
fuck! I
They're
missed
not
a
very.
Easter egg.
Hey, PB, are you saying they're appetizing?
So the article from the Wrap reads: Walker Texas Ranger reboot and Superman and Lois ordered to series by CW. Now, here's the thing that gives me kind of hope for
Fuck,
Walker
Chuck
Texas.
Norris is old as fuck.
No, it's a reboot, and they're having Jared Padalecki as the new Chuck Norris.
Wait, which one is that? Is that short hair or long hair?
That is
Long hair.
Long
That's
hair.
the long hair guy from Supernatural.
Yes.
He's
Oh,
not
okay.
Chuck Norris.
Exactly.
So,
It's not Chuck Norris.
yeah, that's so. It may
Like,
be
does
losing.
Chuck Norris not have children?
I don't know. I mean, he went to the Virgin Islands, and now they're just the islands. So.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
8 out of 10,
He
son.
told a
8 out of
joke.
10.
So,
I approve. I approve greatly.
it may be losing its namesake character, but the CW's Arrowverse keeps growing. How are they putting Walker, Texas Ranger in the Arrowverse? Holy fuck, what is going on?
Oh my god!
Like, how do
I
you
saw it this time, perp.
Yeah, that's fair.
That must be a Packers comment. On Tuesday, the network placed 2 scripted series orders, one for Superman and Lois, or as I like to say, Super Cuck and Lois, which will star Tyler Hoechlin. Did I say that right? Hoechlin? Someone fucking help me
Hoechlin,
out.
I think it is.
Thank you. Tyler, will just say, and Elizabeth in the Man of Steel and Lois Lane, respectively, as well as its Walker Texas Ranger reboot, will feature Supernatural star Jared Padalecki in the role of Chuck Norris, in the role that made Chuck Norris famous. Holy fuck, I'm not saying their last names. Tyler and Elizabeth have already appeared multiple times in the CW. It's like they designed these articles to fuck with
What is their last name? Like, what is it? How many?
I don't know Elizabeth's last name.
It's Tullogch. Tullogch? Fuck it.
Tullogch?
I don't fucking Tullogch.
I'll,
Get some fucking normal.
I'll have a look at it. Hang on.
You do that, and I'll continue reading. Tyler and Elizabeth have already appeared multiple times in the CW's shared DC Comics-based universe, most recently on the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, which wraps up Tuesday night. Here's the long line for the latest DC series, the world's most famous superhero.
What he means to say is it wrapped up last Tuesday because he can't improvise the article while he reads it.
The names are Tyler Hoechlin and Elizabeth Tulloch.
Thank you. Thank you, Stig.
This is why your hair stick.
Yeah. You need a Norwegian to read English.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not English, we're American.
And, well, I'm Kryptonian, so most famous journalists deal with all the stress and pressures and complexities that come with being working parents in today's society. How does that have to do with Okay, whatever. Todd Helbing will write and executive produce Superman and Lois, which is based on the characters from DC Comics created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. The series hails from, oh my God, that production company in association with Warner Brothers Television.
Along with Superman and Lois, the CW is developing a potential Arrowverse spinoff starring Catherine, Katie, and Julian. And it's Walker will see Padalecki star as Cordell Walker, a widowed father of two with his own moral code who returns to his home in Austin after 2 years of undercover work on a high-profile case, only to discover there's more work to be done at home. He'll attempt to reconnect with his children, navigate clashes with his conservative family. Oh, we know where this is going. And find unexpected common ground with his new partner, one of the first women in the Texas Rangers.
You can't just fade off into oblivion like that. What?
One of the first women in Texas Rangers history. Fuck off. That's not true. Anyways, while growing increasingly suspicious about the circumstances surrounding his wife's death. Annie is writing and executive producing the series with Dan Lin, which is from CBS TV Studios. Explains a lot. The original series with Norris ran from 93 to 2001 on CBS and was created by Albert S. Rudy and Lisa Griff. Padalecki has co-starred alongside Jensen Ackles on Supernatural, which predates the CW's existence. Wow. In its first debuted in 2005 on the network's predecessor, WB, has aired more than 300 episodes, and it will end its run in May. Last week, the CW renewed 13 of its series next season. So, Walker Texas Ranger is going to be a big pile of shit.
Hold on. Don't leave now, Terrence. You haven't even been here for 10 minutes yet.
Yeah,
You're
man,
killing the watch time retention.
Not to mention, we're at 10. Let's keep this up. Let's go to 12. People start, twittering this out.
Yeah, Terrence, share this on your Twitter and your Instagram.
Anyways, I want to just talk about this Walker Texas Ranger.
Well, apparently we're not sharing it with Perp anymore.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you. You know, I love fucking Walker Texas Ranger. And did you hear the highlights in the article? He's going to battle his conservative family. He's getting the first ever female Texas Ranger. Bullshit. There have been female Texas Rangers in the history of Rangers and U.S. Marshals. It's fucking document. Fucking watch a good show on FX called Justified. There were fucking a African American female marshal on that show. Okay? It's not fucking new and groundbreaking. Fuck you, CW. Fuck you, CBS. Because you motherfuckers first started this show, so fuck you for pimping it out, and fuck every cocksucker involved in this fucking project.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Please.
This article was written by The Wrap. That it doesn't mean that the show will focus on the stuff that they claim it will be focusing on in the article. Because there's issues with the conservative family. Sure, that's been done to death since the 80s or 70s. That's not anything new, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But that first female Texas Rangers thing, that looks to be factually incorrect,
right?
Which falls on the shoulders of the guy who wrote the article, not necessarily the people who wrote the show. They might not have said anything about her being the first, female Texas Ranger.
Well,
so it's a translation error.
You know what?
No, it's just could be just a writer just wanting to make something look progressive by digging for it.
Stig, do you think you can jump on the Google, see if you can pull up a synopsis? Because I can't. If I do, the StreamYards will kick me. See if you can pull up.
What's your problem?
They have See if you can pull up the synopsis, or if they have a synopsis of this show yet, or if it's just they greenlit it and there's nothing out there.
I can
Because
check
Saved
on
by the Bell,
IMDb.
yeah, see if they have anything
The good
out
old
for it, and
IMDb.
yeah, see if they have anything out, and if they give us a synopsis of what the show is going to be about. But
Yeah.
It's a little counterintuitive to go to a movie database for a TV show, but it works.
yeah, go figure. But PB, I know you're all about shared universes. How do you feel about Supercuck and Lois?
Um, I was excited about it initially when I heard about it because I'm all for a Superman show. I'm not the biggest fan of this particular Superman, but if they could separate him out a little bit from the rest of them so that he could actually be the hero of the show instead of being the I gotta prop everybody else up type of guy in the show, it would have been great. But then after I did a little bit of research on the show, it is supposed to be about how him and Lois cope with becoming newlyweds and parents. And I was like, wow, way to take Superman and make him boring.
I have to correct Sod. I found the
Okay.
synopsis, and I also looked at the article Sod was reading. The synopsis says reboot of the 1993 series focusing on Walker as he returns from years undercover. A widower and a father of two, he begins fighting crime with his new partner, who is one of the only female Rangers in history. So
Yeah,
she's
but the
not.
article,
She's no. The article says the same thing. Um, and find an unexpected common ground with his new partner, one of the first women in Texas Rangers history. She's not the first. She's one of the first.
okay,
So it's not
fair
like they're.
enough.
Yeah. So yeah.
So it's only
So,
a quarter of a virtue point.
Yeah. It's not
so
that bad, but still, I don't think this show will do well because look at the MacGyver reboot and all the other
oh,
reboots.
MacGyver had a reboot? Oh, that's
Oh
right.
God,
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah, it's called
No, yeah,
SG1
I
or something.
remember. I seen, I think, like one or two episodes of it.
Yeah, it's called SG1, I think.
Ouch!
oh,
Ouch!
Stig gets those
Oh,
jabs.
it
Hey,
wounds me deeply.
Stig, let me tell you, if that was a MacGyver reboot, it was the best damn reboot MacGyver seen, and definitely not the shitty one with that young kid who looks like he hasn't even reached puberty yet. I looked at the actual MacGyver reboot, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why does he look like he hasn't even like hit like his balls haven't dropped? Not to throw.
Kamikaze is saying something in the chat. It says, I loosely remember Walker, Texas Ranger, uh, and the original show had a female ranger. I seem to remember that too.
You know what? I do. I remember that too. We
So
even
that
had
bit,
Magnum PI reboot. He says,
yeah. So the female ranger is not that big a deal.
but you notice though they're doing what they normally do, Stig. Like PB said, half of a virtue point because they do highlight that. They had to bring that up because it's like, okay, the show established. If that's the case, even if they worded it like the synopsis, the show already established that. So why does that have to be like the one thing you put in your article? It's like, and the whole thing with the conservative family, like I feel like
Oh
they're
yeah, I'm glad you
highlighting.
circled back to that. Why can't we have it the opposite way? When did that ever happen, and what show was it in when it was a liberal family where a conservative had to deal with their liberal family and they just weren't having any of it? I don't remember that ever happening in a show.
Roseanne.
That would actually make more sense though, given that he's a cop and all. Liberals
Yeah.
tend to
Like,
have
why are
problems
you
with.
rounding up all of these illegal immigrants in Texas?
Yeah, and
What is this bullshit? Zod, we still have to do our 10-hour discussion. Stig, we got to have our 10-hour discussion. PB, we still got to have our 11-hour discussion? What the fuck?
Does that mean he's going to throw me out after 10?
I mean, you'll be begging for it. How come I have to do an extra hour?
Oh my god.
I thought bots were
Kamikaze.
meant to keep everything equal.
It's because I can do in 10 hours what you do in 11.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, but what about Zod? He should have to do like a 20-hour stream then.
I can talk quite a bit.
Well, I suppose he does get a lot of words out rather fast when you're like, so tell me your feelings on the Brie Larson interview.
That fucking. Oh. Anyways, Kamikaze Cobra says, so I wonder if Jared Padalecki is going to do karate super jump kicks. And then a bunch of smiley face emojis.
I really hope that he doesn't. There's no point to try and imitate somebody that you're never going to live up to. Just don't do it.
Like that.
Like, Jackie Chan couldn't even live up to Chuck Norris.
No, man, there was a lot. You were guaranteed in Walker, Texas Ranger, you were guaranteed at least one roundhouse kick per episode. Like, he roundhouse kicked the shit out of someone, or a tornado kick. He tornado kicked someone. He roundhouse kick them. There was a couple of back swing kicks. I'm sorry, I'm getting.
Are you reading this bullshit in the chat that I'm reading?
Yes, I am.
This is some fucking bullshit. Apparently, I have to do the extra hour because I was sleepy that one time. I was sleepy, Terrence? You're the one that fell asleep dreaming about fucking burritos. That wasn't me. I wasn't the sleepy one.
He fell asleep once. I remember that.
Terrence totally fell asleep. Or he's just like, hey, man, I'm doing good. Battery's at about 90%. 2 minutes later, oh, it was good talking to you guys. I'll see you next time. Well, what happened? Oh, I got tired.
Bootleg batteries.
Total freaking generic batteries. Or the sensor was broken. It's one or the other. Damn.
Yeah, Kamikaze, thank you. I feel
I'm
like
doing all 11 hours sleepy.
I feel like me and Kamikaze are kindred spirits. You said word. Norris always had tornado kicks. Thank you. Someone who appreciates the finer points of the martial arts, sitting there highlighting
so is he related to the Tasmanian devil?
I don't know. He could be. Could be distant relatives. So I gotta admit, like, I put a lot of articles in here, but yeah, I was done with my articles. So now, I mean, I like to hit the 2-hour mark. So let's just bullshit about something. Everybody in the chat, we're just gonna bullshit, and you guys can be a part of it. So we'll do a rapid fire here. Quick, someone bring up a topic. I'm out.
Wait, rapid fire? You want the chat to rapid fire bring up a topic?
Yeah.
Can we bring up Terrence's BS?
PB, you were
I was sleepy once 4 months ago.
4 months ago.
It's not a big deal, but 11-hour discussion will make up for it. After all, you enjoy our discussions. So I've responded, I do.
And you know, Terrence has a long memory. You can't argue with that. Hey,
yeah, his memory lasts way longer than his batteries.
That's for sure.
Timon, what's up, man? Not a tornado, but roundhouse kicks. You know, I'm pretty sure.
What's the difference?
Tornado kick.
It's just a different spin.
Yeah, tornado kicks is like a spin in the front, and it's a caressing kick, so you hit with the inside edge of your foot. Where a roundhouse kick is you pivot your front foot and then you hit with the top of your foot to someone's face and or whatever.
Or a soccer ball. I've done that.
Yeah, you can roundhouse kick a soccer ball.
Yeah, scored on it. Scored doing it too.
Terrence says a tornado kick is a spinning roundhouse kick.
No, that's semantics, Mr. Terrence. Per style varies about that. And in a roundhouse kick, it's the top of your foot. The tornado kick is supposed to use the edge of your foot. It's like an outside in crescent kick, only with a spin. Oh my God. I just found another 4-hour thing for me and Terrence to talk about. Martial arts. All right, we got our next topic. So, Mr. Terrence, I know you're still there. Our next stream, we're just gonna talk about the finer parts of martial arts. We'll probably only have like 2 people in that one, but
just for kicks and giggles.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. How about 50 Cent leaking all them ghost spoiler endings? You know what? I
have no idea what that means.
I don't know.
For the show Power. Here's the thing.
What was he in the show?
Yeah, he plays Kanan. He also is a producer, I believe, on the show.
Oh.
I found it weird that those spoilers happened to make their way online. It was definitely a higher up leak. And this is interesting because we were talking about this before. Remember, PB, when we were talking about all the leaks online? And we were thinking that someone at Lucas had leaked it out on purpose just to see what our reaction was going to be.
Yeah.
And, it's becoming quite popular. Like, these companies go, oh my God, they leaked our stuff out. But it's like they feel the need to say that so they don't look like they did it themselves. But I think a lot of companies purposely let shit slide. Because, I mean, you have those projects that Marvel do where you can't find out a fucking thing about it until the day. And then you have, like, let's say, Lucasfilms, where they can't seem to keep anything in-house. Every fucking project they ever do seems to somehow get leaked on the internet. And it makes you wonder, like, is the companies intentionally leaking shit just so we'll talk about it? And I feel like Power is the same way. They wanted to see how this thing with Ghost would play out, so they intentionally leaked it to get our reaction.
Okay, they intentionally leaked it to get your reaction. Was any of it false, or was all of it 100% true?
Oh, it was true. Like, the stuff that they leaked out was like little bits and pieces of the actual episode. I fucking went dark until I saw the episode. I was not on Twitter when you guys saw me disappear that weekend. I was sick and I didn't want to go on Twitter.
Well, no, but know what they leaked retroactively, and then you watch the episode and you know whether or not it was true. Just like all of us have seen The Rise of Skywalker, and we can go back and say, oh, well, here were the leaks, and oh, wouldn't you look at that? 90% of them or so were accurate. There's only little bits here and there that were inaccurate, which I don't know where those little bits come from. Maybe it's stuff as simple as, well, it was supposed to be a completely different movie because, like we said earlier, Matt Smith was on the cast list, and now he's not.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's very curious. And Kamikaze responds to that saying they leaking to try to see which public view they like more. And I agree.
Why couldn't they do that shit with Game of Thrones then?
Oh God, I wish they leaked that shit because I wouldn't have wasted my time.
Okay, that is the perfect style of show that you could do it with, because they film all kinds of extra stuff that doesn't make it into the show. So you can pull a scene that was meant for one episode and put it on a different episode. You can repurpose stuff. There's a lot of things done after the fact, like riding a dragon. That's not real. You're not filming that out in a field. You're filming that on a sound stage. So you can go back and do reshoots like that very simply. Like, hey, Amelia, can you come into the studio today? We need to get 10 seconds of you on the dragon again. And she'd be like, it's going to cost you fuckers, you know? Shit like that. And they could have put stuff out for an entire year of potential spoilers. I mean, it took them a year to edit the freaking show and be like, well, this is what we think's going to happen. This is what we think's going to happen. Because whatever the big leak was that was out there was apparently true. Because I didn't want to read it because I wanted to
me
be
neither.
surprised.
Oh, we were fucking surprised. Those were dark days for us, man. Game of Thrones were.
I was not surprised.
Well, yes,
No,
yes.
because Stig was like, well, I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do the dumbest possible things out there. Who
Yeah.
would be the dumbest possible option to be king? The only person who can't walk. Yep, that's what they'll do.
And he can't reproduce.
Oh, Mecha Random 42. Is that the Mecha Random I'm thinking of? There's no icon. No, I'm guessing that isn't. Okay. So, Terrence is still having this argument, so allow me to retort to his previous comments.
Oh, back to some kicking.
Yes, we're going to be kicking again. Terrence says, by the way, no, let me go up. He says, also, a caressing kick is very different from a tornado kick. A caressing kick doesn't require a lot of movements, as to where with the tornado kick, you need to build up a momentum by spinning. True, you start with an outside-in caressing kick to build the momentum, and then you lift up your back leg and kick out, or you lift up your front leg, spin around, and kick it out. That's how you build the momentum. And then he says, by the way, I've learned many different kicking techniques. Jeet Kune
Yeah, your mother told me.
Prepared for an opponent with power and speed to take out my opponent. We're going to
You
definitely
skipped saying Jeet Kune Do.
Oh, it says, it's me, boys. Who is the chicken that said no?
What?
From Mecha Random 42. It's me, boys. Who is the chicken that said no?
I guess I'm the chicken that said no. Like, I'm just looking at the objective facts. I click on your name to go to your channel, and it's nothing.
That's too much momentum described, Zod. There is a better way to perform the move. Oh, you know what? You know what, Terrence? We're going to do a
You have to do a whole different live stream on the art of kicks.
The art of, you know what? I'm gonna set
and
it
then,
up. Buddy.
Hold on, it'll be the art of kicks, and you can put up a painting, and in the painting, it'll be a bunch of sneakers.
Yes.
The art of kicks.
And then Kamikaze says, just tell me, Terrence, you know Gun Fu, and he can dodge these bullets. Oh, this is we got some great back and forth. You know, I gotta say, Stig, PB, I'm glad to have you out. I'm really enjoying this late night. It's great to be able to shoot the shit with you guys in the chat. This is what our late nights are all about. I love this. I love this.
They're all about
that we got.
shooting the shit, waiting for Perp to come back because he said he'd be back in a few minutes, and these are the longest few minutes ever.
Yes.
Maybe it was something he ate.
Oh,
possible.
The Baker Random responded back to you. I don't chat off the channel I upload to. Come on, that would be dumb. That.
Yeah, because only everybody does. What?
Terrence said. Wait. Now, Terrence said, Zod, I'll let you kick me and I'll kick you after. Friends having a good time. Fuck no, that sounds like the most uneven exchange. You know what, Terrence? I seen you hulking out, okay? Now, I pride myself as being a pretty damn good martial artist, but even I know I'm not going to fucking take a roundhouse kick for me, buddy. It's just not going to happen. It'd be like I'd roundhouse kick you. You would just sit there and go, "Ugh, Crystal Donald." And I would get a roundhouse kick and I'd go fucking flying out of the frame.
He wouldn't be able to hit me actually with the kick because I run too fast.
I
Right?
thought you were
Like,
going to go the
no
force ghost
standing.
route. I thought you were going to say you can't kick a force ghost. But then
No.
again, Luke can catch lightsabers, so we're just. Oh, Simone says General Zod's Phantom Zone topic suggestion: Chuck Norris jokes. I'll start. Chuck Norris has a grizzly bear carpet in his room. It's not dead, just afraid to move.
That's a smart bear.
That's a smart bear.
Well, I don't have a bunch of Chuck Norris jokes just stored in my brain. I don't have a plethora of Chuck Norris jokes. Like, all I know, like, do you know what Chuck Norris keeps behind his beard?
Another fist.
Exactly.
I heard that Chuck Norris once got bit by a king cobra. After 3 agonizing days, the cobra died. True story.
I've heard that one before. That's
When
a good one.
when Chuck Norris slices onions, the onions cry.
Oh, he slices them with his
Yeah.
hands, right?
Chuck Norris knows Victoria's Secret.
Becca had a good one that said Chuck Norris said vote for Trump, and then we did. That's a good one. Tommy says,
Oh.
"Who's Neil Peart?"
Oh God! Seriously? Is that a serious question?
No, he said never heard of him.
I feel like Tommy is fucking with us.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yep.
Tommy put LOL. Yeah, Tommy is a pretty smart guy. I was gonna be like, yeah, I think Tommy's doing one of his infamous jokes, but yeah,
maybe.
When it turned 18, his parents moved out.
Oh, when Chuck Norris practices, that's when hurricanes arrive. True story. I got nothing. Damn, that was a bad one.
Destroyed
Sorry,
the
I was
periodic table
distracted.
because Chuck Norris only recognizes the element of surprise.
Oh my God, that was great. So yeah, I guess I've been going for the 2-hour mark, so I'm gonna start I guess winding things down, plugging channels and things like that.
I see how it is. You got to get out of here before Perp shows back up.
Yeah, I can't be having
It's like we let the diversity on for a little while, but we don't need to let him back on.
So, let's extend this because I know
Fucking
Stig
dog,
has,
don't jump on me.
Stig had. Simone says Flu has to get Chuck Norris shot every year.
That sounds about right.
And Death himself had a near Chuck Norris experience.
I like that one.
Tommy says, telling you on World of Warcraft in Baron's chat, It was nothing but Chuck Norris jokes consistently. At Pop Culture PB, you captured cybernetic husky.
I
How
don't
did
know
you
what that
capture-
means. What?
All right, so I do gotta get going though because I've got a sick unicorn that I've got to attend to. But luckily Perp appeared.
Yep, he got back just in time for Terrence to tell a Chuck Norris joke. Kids check their closet for the boogeyman. The boogeyman checks his closet for Chuck Norris.
What did Chuck Norris do when he met death? He killed him. That's a good one.
Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
Okay, your turn, Perp.
Is he
Okay.
muted?
Yeah,
He's muted. I was looking.
He
I was
came back to be silent.
like, Biden, what's up? Good to see you, Biden. So let's go down the line. Tommy has already started plugging. Tommy, by the way, if you guys don't know, Tommy is the Fandom Zone mod here. I've just like made him my mod because he just does a great job plugging links. And if you don't know, he's got his own channel and he does like lightsaber
My
battles.
bad, I was driving.
Go check out Tommy, show him some love because he's just like a really great
Watch
guy.
the full video. Don't just watch 30 seconds and say, great video.
Yes, make sure you're watching all the way through. Tommy's a great guy. He's also on other
You ain't gotta
channels.
watch all the way through. He's got like an outro. He don't care if you watch the outro.
Yep, just watch the video and definitely show him some love. We love him here in the Fandom Zone.
Like
But
the outro is for new people.
let me go down the line. We'll start with the shortest. Wait, Kamikaze. So, what's the word on Patrick Stewart being asked to renew his Professor X role for the Marvel reboot? I did not hear that. You know what, Kamikaze? I'm gonna look into this and
Sounds like a topic for next week because apparently we do these weekly now.
Yeah, I'll see what's going on tomorrow. I gotta close the theater, but if I get out early enough, I'd like to do.
No, it's not happening.
we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm gonna peruse the topics,
God.
but let's go down the line here. First, the man with the shortest channel and quite possibly the most riveting content on YouTube today, Stig Kenobi. Go ahead and tell us about your amazing channel that you want everyone to follow and the Twitter so that they can always DM you.
No. I don't want people DMing me.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just more of a panelist. I have some videos on my channel due to peer pressure, actually.
Yep, I pressured the hell out of him.
All of a sudden, I had 100 subs and no content, so needed to film some ducks or whatever. But
quack quack.
Yeah, I just like talking to people.
And we like talking to you.
Yeah, I'm not Fandom Menace. I'm not Comicsgate. I'm not any of those things.
He's Stiggate.
Yeah. No, I just think that Disney has mishandled Star Wars. That's pretty much it.
Oh, your Stig Comics?
Nothing comics.
Oh, your comic Stig.
There's no comic.
There is no comic. This is real life.
It's not a tumor. I don't know. I'm just a friend of the family. So. Just a fellow from Norway.
Friend of the Fandom Zone, and we appreciate it.
We love having him on. And Kamikaze, yes, I can have members here in the chat if you guys give me great ideas for topics. And this actually brings up a good point. In the comments section after this premieres, go ahead and leave me comments. And if you have interesting stuff like that you find, we will dig it up and we will be definitely covering it because I value everybody's opinion
Yeah,
in the
we'll
chat.
cover it and give you our expert opinions.
Yes, licensed, certified experts here. We're certified critics.
Certified ridiculous tomatoes.
And of course, the purple man on the panel,
You're
who is. Oh, I had a whole big lead in. Hold on a
Yep,
second.
that's the end. It's perp.
You're
The perpetrator.
of the panel, and my other co-host for the great power reviews. Go ahead.
What? Perp didn't actually plug anything yet.
I said, go ahead.
Well,
He did a whole live stream earlier.
This is perp. I am a black man. It's like
Okay.
definitely go check out my live stream that I, posted up. Nobody showed up. It's cool, but
No, I
I
showed
didn't
up.
know what was going on.
yeah, the only people that showed up was Kamikaze. Shout out to you, and shout out to Curtis.
Nice.
Shout out to Zod. Everybody else, I hate you all. It's like no, but
I will take the hate.
It's like no, but definitely go check out that replay. I think it was um probably one of my best ones. It's a shame
Like if I
people miss
take
it.
the hate on screen coming from you, it comes up towards me, and then I reflect it towards Zod.
Delicious.
But pretty much, yeah, that's. I dropped the trailer for episode 2, so when you get done watching the stream, or if you want to just watch a trailer real quick, watch both of them. That's pretty much what I'm telling you to do. So
Excellent.
that's all. Bye.
Nice. And go ahead, PV, before you do your plug, go ahead and tell them about the other Fandom Zone folks that we have here that could not be on here tonight, because you do really good.
You're talking about the other 2 members of the bridge crew that weren't able to make it onto the show tonight? Because one
Absolutely.
is fighting off dingoes and wildfires, and the other one is, I assume, looking up porn.
Quite possibly.
Like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to think when we sit there and the dictator, Zod himself, says, hey, we're doing the show tonight. Everybody be there at midnight. And Justin Proper goes, guess who got their computer back? And we all go, and Perp goes, R. Kelly?
And then there was no response.
And then there was no response. So I just assumed that he got his computer back. But since he's not here, he must be looking up other things. So I don't know if you want to see some. What's he got? He's got Mandalorian reviews or some grandparents react to Cecil. That's the one that I like. So if you want to catch a laugh, go over to Justin Proper, watch a couple videos over there. And if you want to be informed on the newest movies that an Australian has checked out, go to Stevie J Reviews for all your latest movie reviews.
PB.
Yes.
Proper was watching gay porn. I'm calling it right now.
Oh.
Also, one for the road. Timon Flip says, at General Zod's Phantom Zone, for the go, Chuck Norris once threw a grenade and killed 50 people and then exploded.
Jesus.
We value those. I'm literally gonna go and write these down. Thank you. This has just been great.
You are a liar.
I have a Chuck Norris joke. Chuck Norris shot Ghost.
Yes, I'm glad the 2 power people get that, and probably Kamikaze.
I'm about to make that a hashtag, like hashtag Chuck Norris shot Ghost. I'm gonna do that for.
I believe you.
Next week.
Oh my God! Yes, we must make that hashtag materialize. And of course, the commander, the co-host, the silly bastard who helps
me with this show, and I call him a silly bastard because he thought the Packers were actually going to win.
I did not
Mr. V.
think that. There's a
You
difference
liar!
between thinking and hoping.
Packers fan, you guys
There's a
were
difference between thinking and hoping.
you guys thought you were gonna will that into existence. I was at the fucking
No,
bar.
I didn't. The last time we played them in week 12, the final score was 37-8. This time the final score was 37-20. So maybe if we could play them one more time, we might be able to tie.
So go ahead and tell them what they can find on your channel and all that good shit.
Yep, you can find me at Pop Culture PB, and I'm pissed off because the Packers lost. Oh yeah, and I do High Council highlights, and I talk about Star Wars, Marvel, DC, shit like that. You know, if you want to laugh about something, go over to my channel and click on a video. I bet you can't make it longer than 38 and a half seconds without laughing.
Ooh, the PB challenge. All right, go ahead and do that, folks. And of course, you guys have been on General Zod's Fandom Zone Talks. Thank you, everybody. We've been holding pretty steady between the 8 to 10 people. You know, it jumps every now and again, but I appreciate all of you guys, all of the new faces. Thank you so much. I love having you on here. Don't miss us on Sunday. Me and Perp Minder are going to have a great talk, probably with comics chat / Danny on Power and Who Shot Ghost. We're getting closer to the perpetrator. And also, I will be releasing 2 more reviews. I'm going to have my 1917 movie review fucking finally,
You
because
can't use the term perpetrator when talking with Perp. You have to use the word culprit.
because you know,
Because he is the
I was
perp.
yes, and I'm gonna finally have my 1917 review. I was gonna have it up weeks ago, but Bitchy
Yeah,
felt the
me
need to
too.
take me to every fucking movie but the one I wanted to see. So I'm going by myself to finally fucking get this movie review up. And I'm also gonna have a review on one of the most controversial films / thought-provoking film of 2019, featuring Matt Dillon, called The House That Jack Built. It's fucked up, it's mind-boggling, and it's actually quite good. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why. Also, I will be posting a Just Bitching spoiler review of Batwoman episode 10, where you'll get to hear Bitchy Unicorn talk about how she thought the episode was fucking hilarious.
Bye, Perp.
And look, and Bitchy jumped into the comments. Yes, you're gonna do that with me, Miss Bitchy. Just so you know. So, anyways,
Perfect.
Anyway, let me hit the back button on my browser real quick so I kick myself out of the live stream in the middle of
That
my
was great.
sentence. What
That
a
was golden.
professional.
That's cool.
oh shit! I was supposed to stay on until we ended. Anyways, I'm gonna end it like this. This has been the most earth-breaking,
Creepiest
ground-shaking,
man in the corner.
Your beard
but
is
never
weird.
media show money taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying YouTuber in YouTube entertainment today, your favorite supervillain, Mr. General Zod. And remember, the
Mr.
one
General.
and only rule, I don't know, Proper added the Mr. He said it sounds proper, so I'm just rolling with it.
Ugh.
And as always, remember the one and only rule here in the Fandom Zone: kneel before General Zod.
I only kneel before the cheese tray.